Hello, my name is Mark Parrish, and I will be covering the court process of juveniles and how it is different from the adult punishments. What is juvenile court? Well, juvenile court is different from adult courts in the processes for it specializes in courts for minors and delinquent acts are being viewed as instead of it being referred to as an adult crime, which would mean we're punishing them, not rehabilitating them. These are set aside to deal with matters related to minors who have been accused of violating a criminal statute. The proceeding in this court are civil, not criminal. And again, this reason is because we are trying to rehabilitate the youth to have a long-term effect so they won't end up in criminal courts and won't end up causing, they won't be going for a more intense crime for the most part. This is not including murder or things of that sort. The evolution of juvenile proceedings have come a long way. In the 1990s, the legislatures in the U.S. enacted a statute under which a growing number of youths can be prosecuted in criminal courts and sentenced to prison. This can stem from the types of crimes that are committed, and it's been shown that even in the news of the everyone watches, it's been shown that there have been murder cases and whatnot in which that is something that's usually not rehabilitatable, and that's why they're being tried because that's one of those things where it wasn't a mistake on what crime they caused or a misunderstanding. Almost every state in the U.S. Can charge youth from it varies, but usually it's the ages of 13 up. They can be tried and punished as adults for a wide range of criminal offenses. Even certain non-violent crimes can be used. Even in the juvenile system, the punishment has increasingly grown. So rehabilitation is the ultimate goal for juvenile courts and proceedings. They focus on rehabilitation and punishment as a combination, not a sole punishment, which would be the adult crimes. In many instances, youths are kept out of jail and facilities that are engaged in community services, diversion, and counseling programs. Below are some of the in the presentation some ways. They have no public trial by jury. The delinquent act on a crime except under certain crime criteria. So they're trying to make it a delinquent act so we can rehabilitate them and not just punish them for years on end. Rehabilitation steps are taken instead of the punishment. So we're trying to keep them out of facilities and keep them on the right and narrow as far as what society views as that. Being charged as an adult. So they have a juvenile waiver document, and what this is it's a petition that permits an underage juvenile to be charged as an adult. This is usually led by the prosecutor on how they want to do that because they can gauge the situation the most thoroughly. This kind of correction focuses or most juvenile corrections focus on rehabilitation than the adult corrections center, which really we're trying to ingrain values and make a long-term effect on society, not just go right for the punishment because they're so young, their lives are just getting started. So society, growth and development are affected on youth. It has a development effect as well as the personal growth factor of a juvenile as far as the activities they engage in, whether they're positive or negative. The community is also very impactful. I mean, this is what their life centers around all the time. Um, so the community is a place where juveniles return also after a punishment or something, or should I refer to as a rehabilitative process. But they usually come back here, so it's very important that they don't re-offend due to the community. So this concludes my speech on the court processes of dealing with juveniles and why it was different from adult courts and adult punishment. Thank you very much.